TGIF, everyone. Happy Friday and welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks. We're going to talk about the weekend forecast. We're going to talk about next week and everything else you need to know about the weather. But as we've been doing all week, we wanted to talk this evening about averages. Earlier this week, NOAA released the new climatological averages. This happens every 10 years where we get fresh data from the last 3 decades. And our averages in terms of precipitation, snowfall, temperatures, they all change somewhat. So now our averages are based on 1991 to 2020, replacing 1981 to 2010. Breaking down the precipitation numbers by month, the first part of the year, the first quarter of the year, if you will, has been much, much wetter. The changes have been a little less pronounced in other times of the year, but yeah, from December through April, consistently wetter than it used to be. During that stretch. And then the changes are certainly a little less noticeable as you get into May, June, July. But by late summer and early fall, we see an uptick in precipitation compared to that previous 30-year period. Interestingly, November kind of sticks out like a sore thumb with almost a quarter of an inch less precipitation than the previous average. But in every season, we're netting precipitation gains for sure. Winter is over an inch wetter, spring about a half an inch, summer a quarter of an inch, but then almost a half an inch in the autumn season. All right, it's been a fairly wet May so far, and we added to those totals this morning with a couple of tenths, a few tenths of an inch in most locations across the Mahoning and Shenango valleys. It was cold and nasty out there this morning. Cold rain for a few hours, and then, as expected, the sky did brighten pretty nicely for this afternoon. What looked like a much nicer spring day during the second half of the day, although it remained pretty chilly. We officially made it into the low 50s this afternoon. Par for the course is still upper 60s here in early May. All right, we have a weakening line of showers approaching at 7:12 p.m. this evening. This was producing lightning and thunder earlier up in northern and western Ohio, even some small hail west of Cleveland earlier on. This kind of dying line of showers will pass through this evening, and a few more showers will be possible overnight. Several little disturbances in the upper levels of the atmosphere cascading down through the Great Lakes as a big deep trough is overhead and little ripples within that trough move through, and each one of those can kick off some wet weather. You look at the water vapor imagery and you can kind of pick out these little swirls, these little kinks, if you will, that come down in the northwest flow, and we'll be dealing with one tonight, one tomorrow morning as well. Showers here and there tonight, and as we head into the weekend, best chance for showers Saturday will be during the first half of the day. I do think we will, much like today, try to dry things out as we go into the afternoon. All right, let's talk about this rocket launch. You may have heard about this. This was originally scheduled for this evening. Now it's going to take place, weather permitting, Saturday evening. NASA is launching a rocket from Wallops Island, Virginia. The purpose of this rocket launch is to kind of study the upper atmosphere. There's no humans on this, but a rocket that will study some aspects of the upper atmosphere. And because of the time of the day and the location, this will be visible pretty far to the west. In fact, as far west as the Mississippi River, it'll be possible to see this if the clouds behave. And here locally in eastern Ohio and western PA, about 30 to 60 seconds after the launch, we may be able to make this out in the east-southeast sky. Now, the tricky part with this will be incoming high clouds. The sky will clear late in the afternoon. And then by early evening, 7, 8 o'clock, we may have enough clearing, despite some advancing high clouds from the west, to be able to see this. Now, the earliest this would launch is 8:02. That's when the launch window opens. That may be when they blast it off, but it might be sometime after, so just stay tuned. I'll try to keep everybody updated on social media. So something cool to potentially check out Saturday evening. All right, so we have 2 commencement ceremonies for YSU graduates. Congrats to all the fresh grads. One Saturday morning, another in the afternoon. Both are at Stambaugh Stadium. And in the morning, we've got that chance for a couple of showers. It's going to be chilly, temperatures in the mid-40s. A little bit brighter in the afternoon with a much smaller rain chance, but it's not going to be much warmer. Only about 49, 50 with a chilly northwest wind. But again, I think we'll see some sun during the second half of the day. Then the clouds roll back in at night, and not much has changed since yesterday with Sunday's forecast. It's a bona fide washout for Mother's Day. It's just going to rain from mid-morning on. The rain will then taper off Sunday evening, and some sun should return on Monday. Wish I had better news for the Mother's Day forecast. In fact, this 49 for a high may be late morning. I wouldn't be surprised if we're closer to 40 by the middle and latter portions of the afternoon, maybe even upper 30s. I don't think it's going to snow, but it's going to be cold when it's raining Sunday afternoon. Just stay inside. It's just going to be a nasty, raw second half of the day. How much rain to expect this weekend? Here's a look at our current computer model spread. The GFS is the red line. It's kind of an outlier. Other models are in pretty good agreement that about an inch worth of rain should be par for the course this weekend. We're going to see a long stretch of dry weather then, starting on Monday, probably taking us through the end of next week, and temperatures will slowly moderate after a chilly Monday and Tuesday, closer to 60 Wednesday, Thursday, mid-60s by Friday, and I think some 70s will finally make an appearance by next weekend as we emerge from this kind of nasty early May pattern in which temperatures have been as much as 20 degrees below the average. And again, when it's raining Sunday, it might be almost 30 degrees colder than average afternoon temperatures on May the 9th. So, unfortunately, not a great weekend, but things are starting to look up for next week. In the meantime, I thank you, as always, for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight and this week. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I'll see you back here on Monday.